Ball's on the tee that Hopkins apparently is going to kick off. So Gibbes will get the ball to start the game here once we get started. And off we go. It's dropped by the returner and picked up inside the 15 and is tackled before he makes it back to the 20. I think they're going to put the ball at about the 17-yard line. So that's where Gibbes will start his first possession. Actually, I think they put the ball at the 18-yard line. Going to start with an attempted throw, but then the quarterback gets sacked in the backfield. Going to get tackled around the 10-yard line. They might put it at the 11. So a loss of about 7 or 8. For the second down and long, second and 17 or 18 roughly. Oops, sorry. Camera's running away from me. And the snap is still being mishandled by the quarterback and eventually picked up by Hopkins in the end zone. A little hot potato play there, but works out for Hopkins' favor. Quarterback just could not handle the snap there. Hopkins jumps on it and gets a defensive touchdown to start the game. So now the offense will come on the field for the 2-point conversion attempt. There's a whistle. I'm not sure if there's going to be a timeout before this 2-point conversion attempt. Not sure what the issue is. Whatever it was, I think we got it sorted out. So now Hopkins will go for 2. After the defensive score. And that snap is mishandled by Hopkins' quarterback, and luckily it's picked up, but tackled way outside of the end zone, so the 2-point conversion is unsuccessful. So some early snap troubles for both teams to start off the game. Regardless, Hopkins jumps out to an early lead after the defensive score, so they now lead 6-0. With 5:51 left in the first quarter as we're just getting started here. We'll reset for a kickoff. Ball back on the tee for Hopkins to kick off again. I think we're having some clock issues right now, which is what moved the delay. I think it was running when it wasn't supposed to be. Clock's currently reading at 5:44. I believe it was at 5:51 a few seconds ago. When it shouldn't have been running. I believe that is the cause of the delay. We're trying to get them to reset the clock. Please bear with us for technical difficulties. Glad I'm not the only one who has them during these games. And now I think we got it right. This kickoff is better managed by Gibbes. Picked up around the 30. He's going to get tackled right around the 35. Probably going to put it at the 36 or the 37 after forward progress, but we'll see where the final spot is. I think they are going to put it at the 37. So that was where Gibbes will start the second possession. With Hopkins currently leading 6-0. Going to try a run this time. Thought about the left side, and then we went back to the right and didn't find much more success there, but he did make it to about the 41. So gain of about 4 on first down. Make it second down at about 6. Not sure what the whistle was about. I think, again, we're still having some technical clock and officiating issues. Either that or a sideline warning, I'm not sure which. Regardless, second down at about 6 for Gibbes. Going to try another run this time around the left-hand side, but he's going backwards, and he's going to lose a few yards back to about the original line of scrimmage. He's going to be tackled at about the 38. So if it's a loss of about 3, I think that should make it third down and about 9. They're going to run straight up the middle, and now we're going to find some room up there. Lots of room, actually. I don't think anyone's going to catch him from Hopkins. They're trying to track him down, but he will indeed score a touchdown. And that will tie up the game at 6 apiece. And Gibbes will attempt to go for 2 to gain the lead. The giant hole opened up right down the middle after the edges hadn't worked. And Gibbes found some success there. So now they'll go for 2. Quarterback's going to keep it again, run straight up the middle, and again will get into the end zone for a successful 2-point conversion attempt. So now Gibbes leads 8-6. We're down to 5:16 left in the quarter. Reset for the kickoff, where Hopkins will get their first offensive possession of the game. So now Gibbes set to kick it off for the first time. Short kickoff will be picked up mishandled, but picked up at around the 30. And try to run along the edge and is chased out of bounds before he gets to the 45. I think they're going to put it, actually they're going to put it right at the 45, I believe. So that's where Hopkins will start their first offensive possession of the game, because they scored their first touchdown with the defense. So 5:10 left in this first quarter. Well, about less than 3 minutes have gone by. We've already seen 14 points scored. Quarterback's going to try and throw it, but it's hit as he's thrown. The ball's bouncing around, but they're going to call it an incomplete pass instead of a fumble. So he was throwing it, but as he got hit in the back before he could release that ball. Make it 2nd down and 10. This time they're going to run, but the running back slips before he can really get going. I think he was with a lunge. He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, they're going to mark him a yard behind the line of scrimmage, so it'll be a loss of 1, making it 3rd down and 11. Quarterback's going to try and throw again, and this time, and again met with pressure, and that makes the throw sail in him a little bit. There was a receiver in the area, but just threw it over his head, facing heavy pressure. So it falls incomplete, and now it'll be 4th down and 11. And it looks like Hopkins will choose to punt it away. Will be a punt, short punt that will land right at about the 44 before it rolls out of bounds. So that's where Gibbs will take over. Again, currently up 8-6, now down to 3:15 in this first quarter. Actually, they put the ball at the 43-yard line on Gibbs' side of the field. That's where they'll have the ball 1st and 10. High snap, but able to be corralled by the quarterback, and he's going to try and run along the left. He's not going to find any room over there. Hopkins contained the edge very well, and that's going to be a loss of about 3, I'm going to say, putting it back at about the 41. So call it 2nd down at about 13, give or take. And all of my yardage calls are approximate. So again, they're going to try to run up the middle, and again, going to find a lot of room. Looks like they're scrambling for the ball. Hopkins is saying it's a fumble, and I think I saw a ref pointing in that direction. It is indeed a fumble recovery for Hopkins. So again, defense has been very strong to start this game for Hopkins. So their offense will come back onto the field with the ball on Gibbs' side of the field at about the 48. First down 10 for Hopkins after the fumble recovery. Again, they're going to try and run the ball, and that play's going nowhere. Huge loss on the play. Now they're back on Hopkins' side of the field at about the 45. Gibbs has been able to find some very early pressure early on. They're actually going to put it at the 46. So call it a loss of about 5 or 6, give or take. Second down at about 15. Quarterback's going to try and throw again. He's got a receiver out there, and he's got it for completion. Nice arching throw that was able to be caught on Gibbs' side of the field inside the 30. I think they're going to put it at the 28. So it'll be a new set of downs for Hopkins. I'm not quite sure why they're moving the ball forward. There must have been a penalty that I missed. But if there was one, it must have been against Gibbs because they're now putting it in inside the 20. I think they're going to put it right at the 19. Never saw a flag being thrown, but that wouldn't be the first time that happened. They're going to try and run along the right-hand side if he can get to the edge. There's some room out there, and he will. Edwin gets smacked right after he crosses the end zone, but he was able to cross the line. And that'll be a touchdown for Hopkins. Make the score 8-12, and Hopkins will go for 2. Low snap, but the quarterback's going to pick it up and run with it, but again is not going to get very far. So for the second time, the 2-point conversion attempt is not successful. But Hopkins will retake the lead with the touchdown, with the score now being Gibbs 8 and Hopkins 12. We're down to 1:10 left in the quarter, which has been a very productive first quarter for both teams so far. Late personnel change, but now I think we got everyone on the field as we get ready for the kickoff. Long kick will bounce over the returner's head all the way back towards the 10. Finally be picked up. He's going to find some room along the sideline, but is finally pushed out at about the 30. I think they're going to mark him out right at the 30. It's a nice kickoff return for Gibbs. To get them out of the shadow of their own goal line, which is where that punt was heading. First down and 10 for Gibbs, right at the 30 on their side of the field. And they now find themselves in a hole again, down by 4. Down under a minute left in this quarter. We'll might be able to run 1, maybe 2 plays before the quarter ends and we switch sides of the field. Going to try and run along the left-hand side and gain a few yards. Call it a gain of about 6, I'd say. Maybe 7. Be second down and short. About 3 or 4 yards. Again, going to try and run up the middle where they found a lot of room there, and the ball pops out again. They're still trying to figure out who has it, as it's squirted around by a few different players, but there are 3 Hopkins players in the area of the ball, and I guess one of them finally picked it up because they're pointing to the direction of Hopkins, so Hopkins gets another turnover. So far, defense has been the name of the game for Hopkins tonight. They have a defensive touchdown and now 2 turnovers. I think we've had some clock issues during this time because there was less than 40 seconds and the clock's only down to 29.9, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just thinking the plays are going faster than they actually are. Regardless, still in the first quarter. Hopkins has the ball after the turnover. Not sure where they put the ball. Well, actually, now looks like they're switching sides of the field. The quarter might have expired, but the clock actually might have expired, but the clock isn't showing it. Honestly, not sure what's going on. It makes sense though, because the fumble was between the 45 and the 50, but now they've taken it to the other 45 and 50, so it makes sense that the quarter ran out. See, but I never heard the clock go off. But I thought the quarter would have expired by now. Either that or there was a penalty that pushed the ball forward. Must have definitely been a quarter change because now the teams are going in the opposite direction. So apparently the clock is not really working right now, so I'm about as lost as y'all are. So hopefully you bear with me. Regardless, 1st and 10 for Hopkins. Put the ball at about the 47. Quarterback's going to keep it and try and run along the left-hand side. He's going to find a lot of room. He finally gets hit at it once he gets to Gibbs' side of the field, right at the 40. I believe I saw a flag fly in at the end of that play. This flag I did see. They're going to call holding on Hopkins, so that play will not count. Okay, now they've changed the clock. It now says 7:53 in the second quarter. Whether that's right or not, I could not tell you. Well, at least we finally have confirmation that we are in the second quarter. So after the penalty, that 1st down run will not count. So it'll be 1st down again. Looks like they put the ball back where it originally was. Instead of taking penalty yards, it's almost like we're having a redo. Low snap, the quarterback has trouble corralling it, and the ball pops out when he gets tackled, and there's no Hopkins receiver in the area to help corral it. So Gibbs is going to get a turnover this time. Been a lot of dropping of the ball by both teams with bad snaps and fumbles. But Gibbs gets the fumble this time after the quarterback had trouble with the snap initially. So I'll give Gibbs good field position on Hopkins' side of the field at about the 32-33, with Hopkins only leading by 4. I believe a timeout has been called before this change possession. Okay, after the timeout, should be first down and 10 for Gibbs after the fumble recovery. Put the ball at about the 32, I believe, maybe the 33. There's a flag before that snap goes off. There must have been some early movement. Question is by which side. They're going to call it on Gibbs, so that'll push them back a little bit. I'll make it about first down 15. If I'm correct on my math. That will push the ball to about 37. So first and 15 after the penalty. We're going to try another run, but this time he kind of got blockaded by his own lineman. Couldn't seem to get around him, but regardless, he's dropped in the backfield. But actually, at the end of the day, I think that's going to be roughly just a no gain. I don't believe they lost any yardage. If they did, it was only about 1. So I'm still going to call it second down at about 15 or so, maybe 16. Another run. It's by the time by the quarterback, and he gets some minimal gain. Call it a gain of about 3, maybe 4. Make it third down and about 14 or so. Third down and long for Gibbs after they got the ball back after fumble recovery. Hopkins is currently leading 12-8 here in the beginning of the second quarter, down to 6:33 and counting. This time they're going to try and run along the right-hand side, a missed tackle, and he's going to get tackled right near the first down marker. I think he's going to be about a yard short. And I think that he's going to be exactly a yard short. So not a first down. It's going to be fourth down, but fourth down and very short. It looks like Gibbs is going to go for it. Not surprisingly. Hear another whistle. I'm not sure if a timeout was called or if there might have been a banged up player there for a minute. I think that was the case. I think there was a Gibbs player who they wanted to look at. So a new player comes in, but this fourth down is short. And there was a flag before that snap. This will make things interesting. If against Hopkins, it'll be a first down probably. But if it's against Gibbs, it'll make the fourth down a lot more difficult, or a little more difficult. They call it against Hopkins. Apparently they were a little antsy trying to stack the line. So that should give Gibbs a new set of downs. And indeed it will. It'll take the ball inside the 20 at about, I think they're going to put it at the 18. So a new set of downs for Gibbs, first and 10. Not quite in first and goal territory. They're going to try and run along the left-hand side and got nowhere. Met at about the line of scrimmage. Going to call it no gain on the play. So that's second down and 10. I think they might have marked it at the 19, so at the end of the day, I think he lost a yard. So call it second down and 11. Quarterback's going to hand it off, and they're going to run along the right-hand side. There is a lot of room over there. It'll be enough for a first down. It'll be first down and goal. He was tackled inside the 5. I think they're going to take it all the way down to about the 3 or the 4. I think they're going to put it at the 3. So it'll be first down and goal for Gibbes from there. And again, they're going to keep it run straight up the middle, and that play's been working for Gibbes all night, and it works again here as they score a touchdown, and Gibbes will retake the lead. With it now being 14-12, and they will try and go for 2. Main difference in this game so far is that Gibbes has been successful in their 2-point conversion, and Hopkins has gone 0 for 2 so far. We'll see what happens on this next 2-point conversion attempt. This will be Gibbes' second. Was able to get away from a tackler in the backfield, and again the quarterback's able to keep it and run straight up the middle. So this 2-point conversion attempt is successful, making the score 16-12. Again, those 2-point conversion attempts being the difference in the score right now. Down to 3:47 left until halftime. So there's still enough time for Hopkins to get the ball back and try and get some points on the board. Short kickoff. It's picked up right around the 40. And run back for a short gain of about 6 or 7 yards. Actually, they haven't blown it dead yet. I think forward progress is going to put it at about the 49. And that's where Hopkins will take over. With 3:25 left until halftime. Now down by 4. Clock is continuing to run, so now down to 3 minutes, 2:55 and counting actually. Hopkins will have a low snap that the quarterback had trouble handling, and then he just kind of lobs it down the middle with nobody in the area when it eventually landed. Not sure if he got hit as he threw that, or if he was just trying to get rid of the ball before he got sacked. Regardless, it falls incomplete. Clock continues to run, but I thought it would have stopped after an incomplete pass. Of course, they've had clock issues all game, so I'm not sure I trust it. Regardless, it's second down. Another low snap, but this time they was able to be corralled by the running back. He's trying to just run away from defenders. And eventually he does get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's as far as he'll go. Maybe they'll call it a gain of 1 because he did get to about midfield. The ball was at 49. So either going to give him a gain of 1, but it'll still be third down and 9. Now under 2 minutes left to go. Quarterback's going to try and throw it, and it goes over the receiver's head. So a little too high for the receiver to have a chance at that one. I'll make it 4th down in about 9. Stops the clock at 1:46 until the half. Well, now they're marching the ball forward. There must have been a penalty against Gibbes. Didn't see a call or a flag, so I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was a pass interference of some sort on the pass. But regardless, looks like Hopkins is going to have a new set of downs at about the 36 of Gibbes. Now flag, no flag. The whistle's blown. I think this one's a timeout, or an official timeout. No, it actually was a flag, but it was against Gibbes, offsides. So that will give Hopkins even more free yardage. So right now, Hopkins heavily being gifted by mistakes from Gibbes. Down to 1 minute and 38. The ball is now at about the 31. Hopkins down by 4. They can really use a score here before halftime. Another pass attempt, and that one is lucky to not be intercepted. Gibbs' defender had a much better chance of catching it, but it skips into his arms, so ball's incomplete. Stopping the clock at 1:25. Well, actually, the clock is continuing to roll. Well, I'm not sure why, since it was an incomplete pass. Quarterback's going to try and throw it again. A lob into the corner. And another catch by the receiver. He's going to use those tonight, which has really bailed the Hopkins out. That'll put the ball inside the 10. That'll be 1st and goal for Hopkins. I think they're going to put it right at the 8. If the clock is to be believed on the scoreboard, it's 44.5 seconds, though I'm not sure I believe it. And there's going to be whistles before this snap. I believe there was... Oh, actually, I take that back. It wasn't a penalty. It was a timeout call. So timeout before this 1st and goal play for Hopkins. Again, under around a minute to go in the second half. The clock says 43.3. The timekeeping has been questionable tonight. Hopkins trying to get in the end zone and retake the lead right before the half. With Gibbes currently leading 16-12. It'll be 1st and goal for Hopkins at around the 8. The 8 or the 9. Under a minute to go in the half. And again, try a long pass to the corner. And it falls incomplete. Looked like the receiver had it for a second, but couldn't quite hold on to it. So it falls incomplete. The clock currently says 37.4 seconds. So 2nd down and goal. Another whistle and a flag before the snap. They're going to call it against Hopkins, so that'll push them back. Should take the ball to about the 13 or the 14. So it'll be second and goal from there. Clock says 36.1 seconds. Again, the quarterback's looking to throw, but he has to run with it because of pep pressure. Now he's going to try and throw it. There's a wide open receiver, and he does catch it, but I believe there is a flag thrown. So we'll see if this counts. Here's a flag on the field. I think they're going to call it against Hopkins, so that touchdown will not count. So no touchdown. I'm not sure what the foul was. I think there might have been an ineligible man downfield, if I remember my signals correctly. That's going to put the ball at about the 18. So Hopkins is heading the wrong direction right now. Clock says 28.1 seconds to go. They'll still be second down and goal. Now they have a lot more ground to cover. So again, it'll be second down and goal, but now from the 18-yard line after the few penalties. 28.1 seconds according to the scoreboard. Hopkins currently down by 4, so a touchdown would be very useful. Again, another pass attempt, and this one's caught in the corner of the end zone. I haven't seen a flag so far. It looks like that one is going to count. So Hopkins does indeed take the lead. Now 18-12, and let's see if they can get their first two-point conversion attempt of the night. Haven't been successful on their previous two, which has been the main difference in the score so far tonight. Then there's going to be another attempted run by the quarterback, and again, it's not going anywhere. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, so another unsuccessful two-point conversion. But with 24 seconds left in the half, Hopkins does retake the lead. The score is now 16-18. Hopkins currently leading by 2. ready for the kickoff. Nice long kickoff is fielded inside the 20. We'll try and take it back. And I see a flag thrown on the return, usually indicating a holding if I had to guess. He was tackled inside the 30 at about the 32, but again, there was a flag thrown on the return, which will impact the starting field position, I'm sure. Regardless, Gibbes doesn't have a lot of time to work with, no matter where the ball is spotted. There's only 10.8 seconds left in the half. Must have been some sort of holding call against Gibbes because they are marching the ball backwards. Looks like they're going to put it inside the 20, about the 19 or the 18. So Gibbes has a lot of ground to cover in 10.8 seconds if they hope to get any points before halftime. And the clock is continuing to run, and another snap. Pre-snap penalty, I should say, excuse me. It looks like Hopkins had too many men on the field before the snap. The buzzer did go off, but I think there's going to be one more play because I don't think the clock should have been running because it was stopped because of a penalty. Like I said, there's been some questionable clock keeping tonight, so I didn't think that was right. So I think we should have time for one more play that Gibbes is going to have before the half is truly over. Neil Deed looked to throw it and has to run away from pressure. I'll probably just see how much he can get. And he'll get to about the 40, and that's about it. And I believe that will be the end of the half. If I'm not mistaken, I've heard somebody say halftime, so I guess it's official now. So we'll see everyone in about 10 minutes or so after halftime. Hopkins should get the second half kickoff because they kicked off to start the game, if my memory is correct. Halftime score being Gibbes 16 and Hopkins 18, so close game at the half. Hopkins will indeed get the second half kickoff. Apparently there was some confusion about which way we should be kicking. Looks like we're going to reset in the reverse positions. Now I think we've got it straightened out. Now we're going to be kicking off the other way. I think we're finally ready. there's the start of the second half. Ball bouncing around about the 35. Of course, picked up by Hopkins, and he's going to try and run around the edge. He's able to bounce off a hit. Get to about 43, 44, before he's finally pushed out of bounds. Bounce off the hit was where you hear the collective ooh. But all seem to be all right, and Hopkins will get the ball. Let's see where they finally place it. Actually, they're going to back it up. They're going to back it up inside the 45. They're going to put it at the 43, so I guess they were going to call his forward progress stopped where he originally got hit. So that's where Hopkins will start this first possession of the second half, where they currently hold a 2-point lead. There's a whistle before the snap, and they're going to call it on Hopkins for some illegal motion. So they'll already start this first possession of the second half behind the sticks. First down and 15. They'll put the ball at about the 38-yard line. The quarterback's going to try and throw it again, but this time it actually is caught. Actually, not quite sure how he caught it. It looked like it was for sure going to be an interception the other way, but I think what happened, I think it bounced right off of the Gibbes defender's chest, right into the arms of the Hopkins receiver. Regardless, it ended up in Hopkins' hands, and it ends out being a long completion for them. They've had a few of those tonight. Been their best offense so far tonight. I'm sorry, it wasn't a first down or a long completion. It ended up being a gain of about 4. Another low snap that the quarterback had trouble corralling, but I think he was able to jump back on it. And they are calling it Hopkins' ball, so they do maintain possession, but it is a huge loss of yardage. Puts them back on the other side of the 50 at about the 42. So they'll make about third down and about 11. Lost track of the yards on first down, but another pass attempt. This one is caught, but he's tackled immediately after he only gains about 2 yards. So now it'll be fourth down. Fourth down, and I'll call it about 10. I don't think Hopkins is looking to punt this, so I don't see a punter on the field anyway. So it looks like they might go for it on offense on this fourth down and about 10. And they get Gibbes to jump offside, as it appears. And they do. So that was a hard count. It worked. That will help with this fourth down attempt. They'll make it fourth down and about 5. After Gibbes gives them 3-5 yards. Ball's now at about the 47, 48. Now fourth down and 5. And the quarterback's looking to throw it. It's a short completion, but he's got a few yards to make up before he can get to the first down, and he won't make it. A lot of dancing in place instead of going forward, and that cost him a first down. Short completion. I think it ended up being no gain on the play regardless. It's not a first down, and Hopkins will turn it over on downs. Started off with a penalty on first down, and Hopkins had a few drives where they can't get out of their own way tonight. The Gibbes will take over on Hopkins' side of the field, just barely. It's at about the 47. Hopkins is currently leading by 2, and we're just about halfway through this third quarter with 4:35 and counting to go. First down for Gibbes. And again, they're going to try to run up straight up the middle, and again, all this has happened all night. It's going to be a fairly decent game. It's going to end up a gain of about 12, I'll say. The ball now at about the 36. First down and 10 from there. We've had success on that play all night. We're going to try it again. And this time, it looked like he was going to break contain for a second, but he was tackled by the ankle at about the 31. Still a good gain, a gain of about 8. It looks like they're trying to go tempo now. Actually, sorry, at the end of it, I think it was like a second down and about 4, but regardless, it's going to be first down now after a long run. We'll take the ball inside the 15. I believe a timeout is going to be called for this first down play. They'd end up marking the ball at around the 13. Now done, 3:22 left in the third quarter. Gibbes driving. The score still Gibbes 16 and Hopkins 18. It'll be first down for Gibbes at about the 13. Again, he's going to find some room around the right-hand side, and the ball popped out. And there's and I believe they're going to call it a touchback. That is the signal right now as a touchback. So Hopkins apparently jumped on it in the end zone. So again, the defense comes up big for Hopkins and saves a touchdown there and preserves the lead. So 3:13 left in the third. Hopkins will get the ball back with a 2-point lead after their defense rises up again. They're coming up with, I believe, their third turnover tonight. So we first down 10 for Hopkins. And I believe a flag is thrown again before the snap. But this one's on Gibbes. I believe someone was lined up off sides. So that'll give Hopkins some free yardage. Let's put the ball at the 25. Quarterback's looking to throw again. And it bounced between a few different receivers and defenders, but bounces harmlessly to the ground. Incomplete pass. And that ball just had a bit too much juice on it for the receiver to be able to corral. Luckily, it didn't bounce, it wasn't intercepted on the ricochet. It'll be second down and 10. Or second down and 5, excuse me. There was a defensive penalty. And first down, he's going to run along the edge, find some room along the right-hand side of the line. And he's able to get all the way down to about the 43 before he's pushed out. Sorry, no, he runs along to the side of the sideline you can't see very well. That will be a new set of downs for Hopkins. The first down and 10 at the 43. 2:34 and counting left in this quarter. That'll be a short toss to the running back. It was a motion along the left-hand side, and he'll get a decent gain, pushing up that left side of the line. Gain of about 8 or 9 on the run. So nice gain on first down and make it second down and short. I think it will end up being second down at about, actually it looks like they're going to say second down at about 3. Now they've moved it up, second down at about 1 or 2, what I originally thought. Clock is continuing to run, now down to 1:45 and counting. Hopkins probably wouldn't mind taking their time with preserving a 2-point lead currently. The ideal situation would be if they could get a touchdown drive in and take off a lot of clock. Wasn't a lot of movement on the line during that snap, but regardless, the quarterback is going to take it and run with it. And he's able to get a first down. I'm not sure if that was intentional for the offensive line to not move, but regardless, it seemed to work. But there was a flag on the play. That's probably, it might have been why nobody moved along the line. See what they call it. Looks like they're waving the flag off. So, or maybe not. I need to refresh my referee signal interpretation. Apparently there was a defensive foul. Maybe it was a late hit out of bounds, because they put the ball right at 35 on Gibbs' side of the field now. That'll be first down and 10 for Hopkins from there. More whistles, I believe a timeout has been called this time. Apologize that I don't always know what's going on with the penalties. Now we're having more clock problems because there is timeout on the field and the clock is still running. So again, I will not be able to trust the clock. So I hope everyone will bear with us as we try and figure out the clock situation. Now it sounds like I want the clock to run. Sorry, I'm a little lost here. I'm almost wondering if it's actually the end of the third quarter and they're just trying to get the clock to run down. Because I think we're switching sides of the field, so I don't think that actually was a timeout. I think that was actually technically the end of the third quarter. I apologize for my confusion. The clock has not been right all night, so I'm just as lost as everyone else. So yeah, now we're going the other direction. So that must have been the end of the third quarter. So, okay, we're starting the fourth quarter. Hopkins still leading 18-16. And it's first down and 10 for Hopkins at Gibbs 35, roughly. Quarterback's going to keep it and try and run along the left-hand side. And he'll get a modest gain of about 4. Actually, I must have gotten lost of where they spotted the ball originally. That actually ended up being, the chains are to be believed, a gain of about 8, so it'll be second down about 2. Hopkins taking their time, but with the running clock, I doubt they mind. And this time they're going to try and run straight up the middle. It'll gain a few yards. I think it'll be enough for a first down. If it's not a first down, it'll be third down and very short. I think they're going to call it third down, but it's going to be third down and about a yard, or maybe even less than a yard. Needs to get to the 25 for a first down, and they're right inside the 29. Of 26, excuse me. They need to get to 25. So third down and very short. And it looks like Gibbes jumps off sides again, so they'll give them the first down for free. And that is indeed the case. So they get the first down via the penalty from Gibbes. We'll get a new set of downs. That will put the ball right at about the 20. And the clock continuing to run, and Hopkins taking time to huddle. This drive is working out to be a best case scenario so far for Hopkins, knock on wood. Holding on to a 2-point lead, driving and taking clock. Quarterback will keep it, fake the handoff, and everyone went with the running back, and he's still running along the sideline. He'll get pushed out about the 7 or 8 yard line, so it'll be first down and goal. First down and goal for Hopkins. Again, they'll hand it off to the running back, and they'll try and run it on the right-hand side. We'll gain a few yards, get down to about the 3 or 4, I'd say. This will be second down and goal. And the clock continuing to run, now down to 5:34 left in the fourth quarter, if we can believe the clock. Another gift to the running back right up the middle, and it looks like he was able to get in, and he will. It'll be a touchdown for Hopkins. Starting the clock at 5:14. That should make the score Gibbes 16 and Hopkins 24. So they now lead by a possession and 2-point conversion, so a big 2-point conversion attempt up and coming. If Hopkins can get this, they'll be ahead by 2 possessions. A big conversion here that Hopkins could really use. Haven't converted any so far tonight. This time they're going to try and throw it instead of run it, and it was almost intercepted by Gibbes, but knocked down, incomplete. So again, another unsuccessful 2-point conversion attempt. The score is now Gibbes 16, Hopkins 24. Hopkins does lead by 8, but it's only 1 possession game. If Gibbes can score and get a 2-point conversion, the game will be tied. There are 5 minutes and 14 seconds left according to the scoreboard, which has been a little iffy all night. So we'll be approximate and say a little over 5 minutes. Hopkins set to kick the ball back to Gibbes. Another nice kick, fielded at about the 20. Turner found a little bit of space, and will take the ball all the way up to about the 45. Probably going to mark him a little short of the 45, if I had to guess. Actually, the feet are right on the 45-yard line, so maybe they did mark it at the 45. And they will put it there. So 45 is where Gibbes will start this next possession. With them now being down by 8. With about 4:30 and counting on the clock, according to our scoreboard. The quarterback will keep it again and try and run along the right-hand side. I see a flag on the play. He was pushed back on Hopkins' side of the field at about the 45, but I'm not sure this play is going to count because that flag was thrown early in the area where holding usually is called. And it was indeed holding, so that play will not count. Gibbes will be pushed backwards. The penalty is going to put the ball right at about the 35. And that will make it first down again. First down and 20 for Gibbes. The quarterback looking to throw, but he finds nothing downfield, so we'll take off and run and get a very short gain, only a few yards. Picked up about 2, maybe 3 on the play, so it'll be second down and long. Second and about 18, I'll say. This time they'll just hand it off straight to a running back along the left-hand side. And another modest gain. Another gain of about 4 or 5. They'll make it third down at about 12. And the clock continuing to run. We're down to about 3 minutes now. Hand it off again to a running back, and again of a gain of about 5, maybe 6. They've marked it at the Hopkins side of the field at the 49. It'll be fourth down. It'll be fourth down at about 4. The whistle's blown. I think the Hopkins player is a little gimpy getting off the field. So big fourth down here with only 2.5 minutes or so in the game, with and Gibbes being down by 8. And now a timeout officially has been called. Stops the clock at 2:24 according to the scoreboard. But again, give or take a few seconds with the way it's been going tonight. But a big fourth down play coming up. With Hopkins leading 24-16. Okay, so here we go. Fourth down and about 4, maybe 5 for Gibbes. About 2:24 left in the game, with Hopkins leading Gibbes by 8. It's a big play coming up. And now another flag will be thrown. Well, the first indication I see is that Gibbes jumped for the snap, so that'll make it 4th down and longer. Make it 4th down and about 9 or 10. Now down to 2:17 on the clock. So 4th down now and about 9. Looks like they're going to make it. And another whistle. I believe this one's a timeout. So another timeout. Again, not surprising. Both teams want to talk about it as this is a big point of the game. Okay, here we go. 4th down again. 4th down and 9. Let's see, we actually get the play run this time. And it will be snapped, and the quarterback again is going to keep it. He's got a long way to go, and he's wrapped up after a short gain. Only gained about 2. But it's way short of the 1st down, so again, Hopkins defense holds. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Hopkins will get the ball back with under 2 minutes to go and a lead of 8. Defense has definitely been the MVP for Hopkins tonight. And it shows up again there. Seems to be an injured Gibbes player on that last play. So zoom away a little bit while they get him off the field. Hopefully it's just cramps. Okay, they've gotten him to his feet and he's hobbling off to the sideline. Hopkins will take over on the Gibbes side of the field at the 48-yard line. Again, with about a minute, the clock is still going. But again, take that with a grain of salt. Despite what you'd think, the quarterback was looking to throw, and he's sacked in the backfield, and it looks like he got hurt on that tackle. You'd think that they were just going to run the ball to run the clock out, but that was not the case. They were going for the home run shot, and the quarterback paid the price. So while they attend to the quarterback, can away again. Scoreboard clock is reading 59.2, so we'll call it about a minute left in this game. Hopkins with an 8-point lead and the ball, so they really just have to hold on to the ball and be smart for the last minute, and they'll be able to get out of here with a win. Quarterback has gotten to his feet and is able to walk off under his own power. Actually, now he's jogging, so that's a good sign. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him, hopefully, after that big hit in the backfield. Hopefully he'll be okay. It ended up being a big loss on the play for Hopkins. The ball's back on their side of the field at the 44. There was a loss of close to 10, give or take. Again, I doubt the field position matters as much as the clock, as it's running again with under a minute to go. Imagine the play calling will be a lot more conservative now, and it will indeed just be a straight up handoff. They got a fairly modest gain on that play, got about 7 or 8 of the lost yardage back, and Gibbes calls a timeout to stop the clock at 43.3 left to go. It'll now be third down. Well, down marker says second down, but I thought it would be third down. Now he's switched to the third down. Call it third down at about 15. Unfortunately, I do not know how many timeouts these teams get or how many have been called, so I can't tell you how many more times Gibbes can stop the clock. So it's third down at about 15, 43.3 seconds. Hopkins leading by 8. The clock has started back up again. Hopkins, I imagine, will take their sweet time as much as they can take off. Again, a straight run up the middle. Again, a modest gain of about 4 or 5, give or take. Got across the original line of scrimmage. It'll be fourth down at about 9, give or take. And there's another timeout by Gibbes to stop the clock. At least that was the signal, but the clock hasn't stopped on the scoreboard. I thought I saw a timeout indicated, but the clock has not stopped.